Happy Friday, everybody. It's time for Feel Good Friday. I am live, of course, on YouTube. I am live on Instagram. And every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is Toronto time, I do a themed show. And sometimes I don't know the theme till I go on. Sometimes I'm channeled the messages. But lately, it's been like, I don't know, just a couple hours before. And then I guess it really depends when I take the time to slow down and connect in. So lately I've been more of a last minute type of gal, but I'm going with my own flow here. And that's what we're talking about, going with the flow despite whatever's going on. Because, when something is happening in our lives, whether it has to do with the government, right? Whether it has to do with our children, whether it has to do with our love relationships, other family members, co-workers, whatever's happening within our career, within our health, etc. So if some shit is going on, and if we fight against what's going on. So what do I mean by if we fight against it? So let's say we have some negative thoughts towards it, like we're judging it. We're judging that this is shitty. Like that can be a judgment. So, let's say with all the things closing down again, well, this is fucking really shitty, right? So that is, as opposed to going with the flow, it's as if a beaver is within that stream and they start putting some big ass logs down across. So, no, 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 tree comes down. Now we have some disruption within our waters. Now you might not even be able to get your boat over this log if you were coming down the stream because there's going to be so much disruption. The water is going to be picking up. And so when we are fighting against something, so having some negative thought patterns towards a situation, towards an idea, towards whatever's going on in our life, we're not trusting that it's okay. Okay, let me give you an example. So a friend of mine just told me that they have a big ass fibroid. They just found out it's like the size of a freaking grapefruit. And this was just all of a sudden goes in. Oh, by the way, you have like a big ass fibroid, and you'll need to have surgery like right away. And then we're going to see what the cells are. Are they cancerous? Are they not? Like, this is like holy fucking shit news. Like, this is, maybe you got to lose some parts down there, right? That could change the direction of your life, right? There's a lot that can happen. It's a big life change. It's just like someone, and you can tell me which is worse, because maybe different perspectives will think if something is worse or not. So if all of a sudden, hey, K-Dub, how are you? If all of a sudden, your partner is like, that's it, we're done. That is going to fucking rock your world, right? So two different examples of how maybe you lost your job. Just like we have closures again. I was working at a restaurant and it's closed again, right? So I'm like, and I'm no longer making that income again, right? And so, that can rock your world. That's a small example, right? Small, big, but it's really, within your own perspective as to the thought patterns that you're having as to, is this a big ass thing or is this another bump on the road? Because by now, if you look back at everything that you've gone through, everything that you've faced, you've gotten through it all. You've managed to get through it. Wasn't always easy, right? Sometimes it was really fucking tough. And you know what? Throughout my life, I was thinking some things were really, really tough. And now, but then when you go into something that is tougher than you've ever been in before, then that other shit is like, fucking, that was a breeze, right? So we've been learning and growing and getting through some hard stuff to get us to a point where we have an opportunity to trust that we can handle things. Because when the shit hits the fan, whether it's our shit, someone else's shit, when you're feeling anxiety, when you're feeling stress, whatever you want to call it, right? When you're feeling stressed, when you're depressed, when you're so freaking angry, or you feel guilty about something, you feel sad, scared, right? When those emotions come up, it's really fucking great because it's your body communicating to you, it's your higher self communicating to you, going, something, we need to do something about this. We need to create a shift. Hey, Canuck, how are ya? We need to create a shift in our life. So as soon as you start to pay attention to those emotions coming up, and then you're making different choices. So maybe you need to speak your truth. Maybe you need to set better boundaries. So I've got to plug this computer in. Maybe you got to set better boundaries. Maybe you got to do something totally different. Maybe you need to close a door and walk through a new door and have the courage to do that. Maybe you need to have the courage to actually look within, get clear on what you want and what you don't want. And if you are afraid to move ahead in a direction that you know in your heart is best for you, it's right for you, if you're going to not move in that direction because you're scared about how it's going to turn out, you're scared about how hard it's going to be, you have way more courage than that. And it's about remembering the inner warrior that you are. When I think about some yoga poses, hey, K Cards, how are ya? Hey, Yogini, how are you? I love it. I'm so glad you're here. I'm good. Glad your energy is here. It's awesomeness. Okay, so where was I? So I was talking about having the courage. So you have way more courage than you realize because it's just distortions and perceptions that's creating the fear. So it's putting a film on your glasses as you look out at stuff because you're thinking this is fucking scary. But really, if you were your angels and guides, or you were just simply a spirit up there, an energy up there, looking down on your situation or looking down on other people's situations. And they just see it as part of the journey. They can see your blueprint, your soul map. You can even look at your own blueprint, your own soul map of your journey here and what your purpose is. It's in your Akashic records. So you can delve into those Akashic records to see what is this journey all about and get clarity to, like, that's why I went through that. And that, look at the pattern in that relationship and in that relationship and that relationship. Look at the pattern of my reactions in this situation or a similar type of situation, same type of theme. This is the way I'm going to react. How does it turn out? Oh, not so good. Okay, so what can we do differently? It's your responsibility to do something differently. You don't have to. You can keep on getting the same shit again and again. You can keep on experiencing the same revolving wheel of action, reaction, emotion, right? The action that you or someone else takes, the reaction that you have from it, and then after that, it's the emotions that come through and that settle into your body, and then you have a choice of how long you're going to stay in that shit. It's really good you're having those emotions when they come up because you had a whole like upheaval within your energy field and within your chakras. So, and certain chakras will be more affected than others. So when you have this upheaval, hey, how are you doing? When you have this upheaval and these emotions come up, it's about embracing them. So, okay, great. This is cool. What am I going to learn from this? Maybe I should try to tilt. What am I doing? How did I pause it? Sorry for pausing it there. Okay, let me get back on track. Rubrino's in the house. Oh, the question from K Cards, how does one look at their Akashic records? So you can do a meditation to tune into your Akashic records. You can go see a medium, a healer, someone who can connect in with chakras, connect in with your various energy fields. They can help you to delve. I get an itchy nose. They can help you to delve into that and bring in the messages. Basically, it's just you set the intention to tap in to your Akashic records, and you can say, what do I need to know for right now to assist me in moving forward? What do I need? You can even ask, like, what is my life's purpose, if you want to have some additional clarity. And the messages will come, and sometimes it might not necessarily come right during that session, but you start connecting into the energy of it, and then your angels and guides and your higher self will reveal the messages to you in a way that will be best for you, based on where you are at in tuning into the messages that come through. And what I mean by that is, have you been practicing trusting your intuition and using different ways to bring in messages, right? The different cognizance. Portage. When the river will tip the canoe, cannot lose the beaver to the rapids or waterfall. No, don't want to lose that beaver. Good energy, or is it the beautiful skin or the combo? Ah, awesome. I'm glad you like the energy. I'm feeling good. And the energy that is coming in is very strong, and it is so freaking loving. That's when you know you're getting messages, because it comes from love and joy and harmony and peace. Like, for me, it's like bliss. When I'm bringing in the energy, it's like bliss, and it feels absolutely amazing. So if all of a sudden you're getting your fear is coming up, and you have these thoughts coming in, and you're like, well, what if I'm just being logical, right? What if I'm just being logical, and this is just the right thing to do? Well, if you're being logical, and that is your intuitive type of thing, is being logical, let's say, then it's not going to ignite fear within you. Instead, you would be within your power. It would just be like, yeah, this is the right thing. I'm totally solid in it. Like, it's not having a dense, heavy emotion with it, right? It's just like, no, I feel good. And that's what I was talking about before. I read some messages, and Kriya, I'm going to read your next message too. Is I was talking about yoga and the various warrior poses. So, with warrior two, can't really open up my legs right now, but like in warrior two, your hips are wide, opening up to the center. Your arms are reached, and you're looking over the middle finger of that arm. You are standing tall. The four corners of your feet are firmly planted on the ground. So you are taking up lots of space, yet finding your solid foundation. And if you just think, that is like a total ready pose, like, I got this. I totally got this. And when you think of warrior one, and your arms are in front, and your hips, your hips are in front, and it's like you're bringing in the energy of the sun, and totally just bringing it through that crown, and opening up your heart. So moving forward in your strength, but with your heart wide open. And that's what we need to do to go with the flow. Like, freaking do some yoga. Do some yoga. Do some meditating. Help yourself to get back in balance, because when those dense, heavy emotions come up, we need to work through them. And so, to work through them, let's use some tools to help you. So you can use yoga, you can use music, meditation, breathing, listening to solfeggio frequencies. Oh, the nights after one joined. Cool. New Vision was here. Uh, Awesome. So good. Okay, so K Card says, interesting. Sadly, I need to go to the dream realm. It was lovely to see you, Joyful. I hope you have a juicy week. Thanks, man. K Card's wonderful to connect with you. So Cree says, here we go. Joy brings playfulness and connected to self. Yes. Yes, it does. New Vision Psychic Medium. Hey, how are you? Thank you for saying, "How are you?" I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm having a good night, and the channel is hot, so it feels fabulous. I feel blissful. So there's more that want to. There's more information that wants to come in. So we're talking about going with the flow, and we're talking about paying attention to those emotions, and it's about embracing them. So when we embrace them and we acknowledge what we're going through, then we have an opportunity to change our reality, the distortion in reality, because now we're like, okay, so if this doesn't feel good for me, what do I need to do? So, can I set boundaries? Can I have better communication? Can I take action in a different way? Is this just not right for me? Do I need to go into a totally different direction? So, it gives you an opportunity to go through that thought process. And if you still don't know what you're supposed to do, then that's okay. But you're just starting to process. And then you can just observe these situations. Just keep on observing, notice your emotions, notice your reactions, notice other people's emotions and reactions and what happens, and observe. Be that like note taker going, okay, do I like that? Let's see. Let's see how it feels next time, And then you're so you're allowing yourself to learn and grow and flow. So when you're doing all that stuff, it's about embracing what is. So this is happening, these the emotions coming up, this I'm working, but it's also about embracing that it's happening in the first place. Because when situations happen, when interactions happen, when amazing things happen, where not so good things happen. It's all part of your journey. And you've been learning along the way, and you are who you are today because of the journey that you've had. Okay. So, because of the journey that you've had, this is you, and you should embrace you for wherever you're at, because that's where you're at, and you can't do anything about it right now if you want to be somewhere even better. But well, you can do something about it, which is just, hey, I'm ready for something better, and this is what I want, and guide me, show me the way. And then we be in that place of trust, and then we flow with what presents within our life. And because we don't know how it's going to turn out, right? We could be, and I just want to apologize. I didn't bring my proper lighting in. And so this looks pretty dim. So my apologies. That was me being a little lazy today, going, I'm just going to leave it as is, But now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, no, I got to bring my lighting in. So I do apologize for that. I'll make sure of my lighting next time. All right. So we're in lockdown right now. Maybe you guys are too, or maybe you're not from wherever you are. So anxieties can come up from that. We need to just using it as an example. If we were to embrace that, this is the way we're going to flow. And maybe I'm not a government official. I can't make any big impacts right now, or maybe I don't have the energy to actually, we need to fight because this is the way I think it should be. I don't have the energy to do that. And there's maybe some things that I think they did really well, and maybe some things I'm like, I would have done it a little differently. And maybe some of you, or this is make whatever decisions they're making are making you totally anxious, or maybe you're loving it, who knows. But there's various emotions that can come up with situations that you might be going through, let's say due to COVID, or maybe situations related to health, or related to relationships, or related to financial stuff. Like, stuff is going to happen, and stuff is happening in our lives right now, and there's more disruption that's coming in. So we can look within and then release the stuff. release the distorted perceptions and the energy and emotions associated with it so we can clear that dam that we were talking about. Because the more we focus on what's wrong with the situation and how that person's wrong and how they're just an asshole, or how this situation, it just totally sucks, my life sucks right now, like when you focus on what is wrong, then you get more of what's wrong. It's just where your focus is. So when I do workshops, I can't remember if it was William Linville that did this example. It was one of the spiritual teachers that I've done their courses, and I can't remember, but I love to use it when I do presentations now, talking about this. So let's see. I don't even know if this pen works. I don't think the pen works. Oh, okay, it worked a little bit. That's supposed to be a dot. Okay, so if you look at this cream color piece of paper, if I were to put it up to you, what would you say you see? If I put it up here, what would you say you see? And then if it was a proper dot, as opposed to, kind of looks like a tick. Anyways, hey, S187, blah, blah, blah. How are ya? All right. So, what people would say in the presentation is, I see a dot, or a black dot, I'll put it in the center of the whiteboard. And I'll say, well, the dot represents something that you're really upset about. And you just focus on that dot, and it just freaking sucks. You just focus on that dot. But in reality, there's so much more than just a dot. Look at all this white space, right? Or cream space. Look at all that. That's opportunity in your life. That's awesomeness in your life. That's reality. That's peace. That's love. That's harmony. That is creation energy. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So we need to mind those thoughts, and that will help us to go with the flow. Because when you have that negatively charged thought about something or someone or situation, then the beaver is taking another tree and putting it over the dam and starting to block more water, which is representation of blocking more energy. And in the chakras that it's mostly affecting. So if it has to do with a love relationship and maybe a loss that you've had, maybe you're grieving something. So as soon as you focus on what is wrong, then that energy comes to a standstill, as opposed to cleaning out, clearing out, and clearing out. Instead, we got some blockages. So then that density can affect our cells. So you create energy through your thoughts and emotions. And so when you're having those positive, amazing emotions, I want to see what that says. When you're having the positive, feel good emotions, like, it makes me think of James Brown, of course. I feel good. Da, 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 da. How often do I sing that? Man, it's a trigger song for me. It makes me feel good. So, yeah, when you're having those feelings, you create a beautiful positive vibration that just fills every single cell in your body. So, by you watching this stream, if you're feeling positive, you're feeling amazing, you're feeling like more jacked up, that you are filling your body with a positive, amazing energy, which is affecting your cells in a really positive way. And when you're having the more, is that wind? What does that say? Okay, Von Rent. I don't know what that means, but hey, I missed the beaver story. I had to fill my water bottle. Man, it was a good beaver story. Okay, hey, I saw you on Reddit. Oh, and added you on Instagram. Thanks for spreading the positivity. Awesome. Thanks for coming here. And it's my pleasure. I'm so glad you made it. Awesome. Yeah, so we were talking about that beaver dam getting more and more blocked up based on our thought patterns. And so when you're having the density of thought, it's a heavier, more muckier energy, and that's what's fueling your cells. It's just like if you think about fueling your body with fast food every single day. Now, okay, so today it was very cute. My son bought me French fries from McDonald's. It was really nice, and I was in such gratitude. Now, but when I think, and I really do like McDonald's, it's like a once in a while type of treat. Oh my God, a Big Mac, good high school memories of having Big Macs. Oh, and McChickens. That just reminds me of high school, right? So feel good vibes, but I'm not going to do it that often. But if, let's say, we were to have that awesome Big Mac meal every single day, the heaviness, the greasiness, if there's chemicals in there, I have no idea, really. I just come up with McDonald's. I'm like, I don't want to know because I'm just going to treat myself every once in a while. And it's not so bad. But if we were having that, let's say every single day, the buildup of the sludge, it will make us more tired. We'll have more grease within our blood. Things are going to function more sluggishly. So it's the same thing when you're bringing in the negative thoughts, the heaviness, the fear, the anxiety. Um, that creates the sludginess as if it was like McDonald's, right? And it's the sludginess within the cells. So if, let's say, you're trying to run a machine and maybe you have a cog, so it's like all the teeth around the wheel, and they need to like work together. And if the cog gets really starts getting rusty and stiff, and so then you'll start to maybe notice it in your joints. So like I get inflammation if I have too much sugar, too much alcohol. I need to make sure I keep a balance. So if I have those scales and I go too much over here, then I have this imbalance, and then I'll start feeling it in my hips. I'll start feeling it in my shoulders. I'll get stiff, I'll get thicker around here. So I've been dealing with some inflammation because December I had a lot of fun. I was socializing a lot, and I felt like I hadn't done it in years and years. It just, well, no. Um, it, you know what? It was the experience of it, the pure joy of it that felt like I hadn't done that for years and years. Because I've gone out and seen people, and I've had good times and stuff over the past several years, for sure. But it's not as often where you're around people that feel so great and you're laughing and playing and just having like a blissful time. And I had quite a bit of red wine over the course of December. So I started to get that inflammation. So that is creating the rustiness, the heaviness in the cog. And so we can do that through our emotions as well, right? That heaviness, it can just freaking suck the life out of you. Every time you have that negative thought, it is creating heaviness. And then you have it again, and it creates heaviness. And then you have a similar thought, or maybe even a darker thought, and then that creates heaviness. So it's like it's expanding exponentially the heaviness within your body. So it's really important to mind your thoughts. That's why I've been teaching emotional intelligence for, I guess, 18 years. I've been teaching emotional intelligence, no, maybe 17 years. And it's just so freaking important, right? It's so important. And this is the way I teach emotional intelligence. It's like we got to just pay attention, right? We got to pay attention and we got to do something about it. It's like learning your own language because your higher self are giving you messages in different ways, and that's what we need to pay attention to. Unrestricted happiness. Oh, I love that, Cree. I love it. Awesome. All right, so what else wants to come through? You can ask questions. You can for sure ask questions, make comments, like we can have fun together. I don't want it's just when I'm channeling, that's when I'm like, "Blah, blah, blah," and I'll check messages when I can. But right now, we're in an in-between stage. You can write stuff at any time and share, and as soon as I'm inspired, I will definitely read it. Because I also get directed, "Okay, read now." Okay, so I had pulled 2 cards to channel the message or to channel the theme for tonight. And so the 2 cards that I had pulled are first aquamarine, go with the flow. And then the next one is citrine, bring in the light. Sorry about my nail. My nail polish is coming off. All right, so citrine, bring in the light. So this message wanted to come through in order to help us to go with the flow. So how do we bring in the light? How do we flip our dense, heavier emotions to the lighter ones? Because yes, we do want to resolve the issue. But if you go to the place of, well, I just got to figure this out, and as you're thinking about it, you stay in the density of it because you're staying with this within those emotions. So it's not going to help you to figure it out when you're in a distortion, right? So the priority is to bring in the light. The priority is to change your thought patterns, shift your perspective to one of openness, to one of seeing the opportunities as opposed to just focusing on what's wrong. Because yes, you do need to have clarity of what's wrong. So, okay, what's bothering? Well, it's because he did that and da, 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 da. Okay, so you figured out what the issue was. So yeah, you need to kind of summarize that exactly what happened. And then it's also important to get to a place of, well, what do I want? You know, asking yourself the question, well, what do I want? And journal about it. What do I want? And dream fucking big. Dream big. What do you really want? It's okay to ask. You know, if you think about maybe being a kid and maybe asking Santa for this big ass dream, and then maybe your parents going, "Well, he's not that magical." you know, I'm not I'm not saying, but basically saying something that equals a child thinking, "Okay, so he's not that much of a big shit then," because like, why can he make a toy train set appear if he can't make a freaking new car for my mom appear? Like, what's the difference? It's just a little extra fairy dust. Come on, right? So, so if you went through that whole Santa Claus, believing in Santa Claus thing, we could also have some distortions in perceptions that you really can't dream that big, right? It's possible. Or maybe it's just from, other people saying certain things, being around certain things, watching certain movies and TV shows and things like that. We can start to get perceptions. Oh, this is the way the world works. Okay, I gotcha. You don't realize how much media shapes your perceptions about relationships and what's right or wrong. Like even some of the wholesome, you know, teeny bopper shows, preteen shows, even some of those wholesome ones, they'll have some scenarios about, let's say, a girl getting mad at the guy because of this happened. And then, like, well, I'm upset then because of this. Like, you're learning, like, wow, that doesn't feel good. And well, I'm going to react if someone's going to be coming at me in that way. And you know what I mean? Like, we can learn how relationships work, not only from the people we're directly around, but also if we get regular messages in different media forms, that's also going to be shaping our perceptions. So, Okay, so where am I? Hold on one second. Let me just get back into the stream. Let me hop back in. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so our distortions and perceptions can come from our childhood. It can come from the media. It can come from any of our experiences. It can even come through our DNA from our ancestry. Might even skip some generations. And then, but you have a fucking huge phobia of elevators because, something happened within your lineage, or maybe it's from several lifetimes ago, because I believe we've all have had different lifetimes. Okay, let's see. How can I be helpful in situations in which I see my loved ones going through a hard time? Oh, I love that question. I love that question. I'm really feeling your beautiful energy, by the way, because you have an incredible heart energy. Like ah, it's just such a beautiful heart. I can I can feel it so deeply. You love so deep. And so you can't stand, someone around you hurting, right? You can't stand it and you want to fix it. So how can I fix it? Well, I'm going to feel the situation with you. I'm going to be in your muck and be in a heavy place with you because I care. You can let me know if that resonates or not, because I felt like that to someone who's watching, right? Or maybe several of us need to have that. Sitting within the muck of someone else's situation, you know what it does? So, we were talking about spreading the density in energy within our system. And so, if someone you love is giving off that energy, and if we're around them, we're going to feel it. And if we don't clear our energy and protect our energy, it's just like being getting secondhand smoke from someone. You're getting some of that smoke and it's going to affect you. So, the same with energy. So, when someone else, either in your house or a friend, even on the phone, or however you communicate with them, it doesn't matter, if they're going through shit, and then you can get their energy through their words, through just being around them. You can get and feel their energy and be affected by it. And if you then choose to go, fuck, that's so shitty. Oh my God. If that happened to me, and then you get like right into it, now you're feeling that shit, right? And you're spreading that throughout your whole cellular system, making you feel sluggish and sad and missing out on opportunities, right? Like missing out on living life because you're too busy in the muck. Okay, it's like the picture that they're giving me. That's very interesting. Okay, so the picture that they're giving me. Okay, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And chitty chitty bang bang loves you too. Da, da, in a motor car. Anyways, I love chitty chitty bang bang. So they were showing me the car, chitty chitty bang bang, with the woman all dressed in her parasol, and I'm seeing the car like going through the thick muck. Okay, so whether we're reacting to a situation that's affecting just us, or whether we're being affected by someone else and their shit, or whether we're like, okay, I'm going to sit with you in it. Our energy field is getting affected and sluggish. And if we don't do something about it, such as trying to separate ourselves from the situation. So you can still be compassionate and you can still offer assistance, but by being separate, so your emotions, so your cells, so your energy field is not getting affected. Okay, so you can use different tools. You can use different crystals for clearing energy or repelling negative, dense energy. You can also burn some essential oils. You can burn sage. That's where I was going with it, to help to clear energy. And you can also ask Archangel Michael. So please clear my energy fields. I'm just saying this again to help you, because all you have to do, you don't have to be perfect at saying it, is just pay Archangel Michael, "Could you please clear my energy field, cut cords with everyone energetically that is not for my highest and greatest good to be corded with, and then protect me with your light." And you can picture that light going around you, and then try to create that separation. So compassionately, you can be there for them, but you can't solve it for them. Now, I think it depends on the age group that you're dealing with too, because if you're dealing with younger members of the family, they're not quite ready to break from that energy. Um, if you're talking about someone who is 18 years and older, brain development is still happening for women till about age 24, between 24 to 27, and men between ages 27 and 29, that can still be developing, right? And so the emotional intelligence is, they're still learning that. They're still learning. So the best that we can do is be a support for them, and maybe help them to talk out their emotions. Like, what are you feeling right now? How does that feel? What are you doing for self-care? Like, how are you helping yourself to be okay with where you're at right now? And what kind of love do you need? Like, what kind of love can you give to yourself? And what kind of love are you looking for from me? Like, how can I help you? But also, you needing to set your boundaries, because I have this friend that was going through, I think I mentioned this on one of the streams. She was going through a hard time. And this is someone who I have met fairly recently, but we connected really well. She's a beautiful soul. We connected really well. And we have helped each other in the past get through some challenging times. And this one particular time, she was going through something, and I was going through something, and I did not have the energy to support her. I was doing whatever I could, just trying to support myself at that time. So I needed to honor myself and just say, "I'm so sorry. I can't talk to you." I I needed to have that space, and that's okay, right? So I was talking about having compassion for them and helping them, asking them what they need, and honoring yourself and saying, "Okay, well, I can give you this," and whatever is appropriate to your energy. It's not being, am I a good mom or a bad mom? Am I a good dad or a bad dad? Am I a supportive dad or a deadbeat dad? Like, what, like, and maybe it's not dad, maybe it's boss, maybe it's sister, brother, aunt, uncle, whatever it is, right? And just the example of those types of relationships. It's not a right or wrong about how you're going to react to it, how you're going to assist, how you're going to support. It's simply what you feel you can give. Like, what do you have the energy for? You don't want to be resentful for giving. You don't want to feel like you have to give. It's helping in a way that helps your heart to feel good, not heavy, not angry, not resentful, right? So you give what you can, and you maybe stop being hard on yourself too for not giving enough, because whatever you feel you can give without being angry or resentful or feel guilty, whatever you can give that can make those emotions neutralize, and then feel good, right? We want to take it to another level. When we're giving, we want it to feel good in our heart. It shouldn't be a, "I have to do this." How is that giving love when it's a have to? It's actually filling yourself with negatively charged energy. You're creating more resentment and energy, and that's what you're spreading around the situation. So if someone is having a hard time and you're pissed off for the choices that they've made, And then, so that's oozing out of you and that's kind of mucking all over them. How are they supposed to solve their problem? It's just probably going to get heavier for them and feeling more defeated, right? Of not being able to do it the way you think they should do it. So it's just being that support, being that love. You have such a huge heart. So when you love in the way that works for you, that helps you to feel balance, that helps you to feel like, yeah, that was perfect. That was really nice. I'm so glad I could do that. Oh, you're so welcome. Does that resonate? All of this resonate with you? So, yeah, when you have that gorgeous heart, so when you do it in a way that feels good in your heart, you're filling yourself with positive energy and you're helping them, right? You're helping to spread positive energy and love around them. That's what helps them to heal, to grow, to get into their power and move forward. If we focus on, let's say, some people might be able to relate to this, if we focus on the cutting down of what they didn't do, and because, when you get to a certain age point, like if we're going, as soon as you get into teens, right? It's about teaching them to make choices. And sometimes, no matter what age we are, we make a choice that the result is a little harsh. And we needed to learn that, right? We don't always make the maybe best choices, but hey, we make the choices of the journey and the lessons that we need to learn. So sometimes we need to learn some tough lessons. But yeah, that's protecting them from having those tough lessons. That doesn't help either, because it doesn't help their emotional intelligence to grow. And we want that emotional brain development to be happening now. So they need to make those choices. Even moms. Oh, I should plug my phone in. You know, my first child, I'd be like, you gotta put your coat on. It's cold out there. You keep those mitts on, Sorry, I'm covering it up. I'm trying to find, maybe I should put my glasses on. I need to find the hole. Anyone else ever have problems finding the hole? What am I doing here? Why did I pause it? Was it a rude joke? I can be rude sometimes. Whoa! Whoa! Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to drop you. I hope it didn't hurt. Okay, let's see. Is it angled? I hope that's okay. Okay, what does it say? Inputs, school, work, media of life create a manifested behavior. So, whose frequency are we broadcasting? Is it truly me? Gardner, need to foster Eden of life around us. SGM says, hi, hi. And then Cree Warrior, find it the dark. Not too sure exactly what that means. But is it truly me, the frequency? You know what? We do have distortions in perception. So the frequency that we're running at is based on all the different experiences that we've had, which has created these perceptions. So, but when we start releasing those perceptions, getting through the and seeing clearly about really what life is, right? Really what life is. So, what is the purpose of life? Right? This big ass question. What's the purpose of life? The purpose is to learn and grow as a soul, to have these experiences, to find the joy in life. It's about finding the joy. It's not about staying in your sludge, but we got to have the sludge to get ourselves back in the joy, to learn more about who we are and align, release those distortions so we can see the joy in all that happens. because this is a journey and we need to flow with it. So even if something is happening in a way that you're like, well, I didn't want to happen that way. I didn't want them to treat me that way. I didn't want that to happen. If once you let go of the way you want it to happen, and it's like that tug of rope, no, you're going to come this way. Okay. So if we can let go of that rope, and then let's get back on the river, right? So being in a canoe, being in a raft, being on a paddle board. And so we're on that river, and every time those heavy emotions come up, we're going to do the work by noticing it, and we're going to take out the logs. So clear out that dam, allow ourselves to have the emotion. We need to allow the emotion to flow. And sometimes we can help release the emotion through different things. So I find when I do yoga, through the asanas, the different poses, stuff starts to come up and move and release from the chakras. And then during Shavasana, we can get these beautiful messages and release. And sometimes we might cry or some anger might come out. You just got to flow with it. And finding ways to flow with your emotions in a safe way. And maybe it's talking to a friend, maybe it's going for a forest walk. Like last week, I went for a forest walk and bawled my eyes out. And that's what I needed. And it helped everything to flow. It does. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Logic's in the house. Hey, Logic. All right. So we want to, it's about this citrine card, right? We got to bring in the light, bring in the light. So one, different ways, like when we're in our muck. So yes, it was the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. So it's that car in that muck. I want to just bring that up and bring that in again. And I was also talking about going along the river and being on a raft and flowing with it and taking out. So noticing the emotions and taking out those logs. So as opposed to when that car is deep within the muck and you are just sinking in and those tires are just spinning. I like the hearts. And those tires are just spinning and the muck is just coming up and we're not moving. So when you're in that place, you're just sitting in it, right? And you're not going anywhere. And if you want to go somewhere, you're going, like, we're going to have to take those logs that we took out of the river and put it under our tires to try to get some traction, right? Might even need someone else to come and give a little heave. So sometimes we might need some support, like from a friend. Sometimes we need a tool to use to be able to get through. So the tool could be yoga, the tool could be meditation, the tool could be to have a one-on-one session with me. The tool could be listening to solfeggio frequencies. The tool could be going for a walk in nature. The tool could be listening to music and dancing, whatever tools are going to work. To get yourself out of the muck and to see the opportunities, to see the clear space. Maybe you can watch a comedy because creating that laughter is a beautiful vibration to help you to open up your mind to what's available to you. Hey, Holy Shift is in the house too. Yeah, more love. Thanks, Holy Shift. Holy Shift. I love the name, by the way. Okay. So find those tools. Find those tools to bring in the light, to bring in that play, and to help you to go with the flow. So as things present, find a way to adjust your thought patterns, right? To go, okay, for some reason, this is meant to happen. Let's see. How can I flow with this as opposed to fight against it? And then just one step at a time to flow with it. And Fleming, woohoo! Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. So I think I'm pretty much, it feels closer to the end, but we'll see. We'll see if anything else wants to come through. But it is your choice to go with the flow of what is going to present. In 2022, I feel like it's going to get a little more intense. Um, January, February, but intense in positive ways for moving forward. It's like the energy is going to keep amplifying, and there'll be some more disruptions, some more clearing out of the sludge. We'll use our tools to keep ourselves moving forward and embrace the emotions to allow them to move and keep on shifting. And if you do have an opportunity to keep using those different strategies, such as yoga, meditation, breathing, dancing, everything that we mentioned, comedies, that will help us to get through that hump. And then things are going to get lighter and brighter. And in regards to like a soulmate relationship, if it is not there, it is coming. If it's not there, it is coming. And right now, those of you who are in a relationship, you'll get, if you don't already have total clarity as to whether this is I'm in it for the whole haul, the long haul, or if, yeah, I'm checking out, or if you don't know yet. So over these next couple months, so January, February, you'll have an opportunity to get really clear, and that that it will drive you to move forward. Not all of you are going to move forward by February, because it depends on where you are along your journey and along that path in that particular area of your life. Okay? Because we're at different parts of the path. Um, I have this friend. We were really, really close for about 10 years. And beautiful soul, very much a beautiful soul. And I remember her telling me, she's like, "You're 10 years behind me in what I'm experiencing in this life." And I'm like, huh. And I thought, and she's very intuitive, like extremely intuitive, right? And I thought, huh, okay, we'll see about that. Let's see. And so I'm looking at the things that had happened to her, and I like, yeah, here it is. Here it is, right on time. So, yeah, she's bang on. So we're all at different parts of the journey, and it's not an ego thing. Like, it doesn't matter when, it was just our journeys happen to be aligned, and just our timing is different. And it's meant to, because we're each on our own unique journey. It's just different timing. So, wherever you're at in your journey, and whatever clarity you have or don't have, it's perfection of where you're at. So don't sweat it. You'll get the answers when you get the answers, and trust you're going to get the answers. That helps you to go with the flow, is being in the trust and being this. This is all we have to do. Here is the yeah, okay. They're just showing me a lamp with a genie. You want to make your wishes come true here. So this is what we need to do. And it's kind of tongue in cheek about how easy it is, because it's not necessarily that easy. But here it is, right? We need to trust that we are creators, that we can manifest a beautiful life. And if you have ever practiced manifesting, even for small little things, why can't you get that big ass thing that Santa couldn't get you? Right? Is there a difference? Or is it just perception? That would be really hard to get. But this is really easy to get, you know? It's our perceptions. Because, yeah, and you know what? Oh, they're giving me the example of being like at a fair. and wanting to have the biggest fucking stuffed animal there is, like just like dreaming of like, I want to bring that home, and then playing the game and totally failing and just feel like, never gonna get that stuffed animal. And then I could even think about it as being a teen and going to Wonderland, like without a boyfriend, and seeing girls with their boyfriends and them winning them the big fucking stuffed animals, right? And it's that like inner kid going, wow, that's so nice, that's so fun. And um and so when that happens in your life in some way, like you really want this, but then you think, well, I can't get it because let's say I didn't get it in that situation. I didn't get it in that situation. So why am I going to get it now? Right? But you're a different person than you were before, right? Well, actually, what's more accurate to say is that you are more of you than you have ever been before. You have released a lot of the distortions of patterns, right? And you're still releasing that. That sounds pretty good. But you are still releasing distortions. We're still going through stuff. We need to work our way through the fog so we can see more clearly. And so, as we are, I just lost the channel. Just one second. Okay, so as we go about life and we think about our desires, and so that, let's say it's that big pink elephant, as maybe a symbol of a house on your own or the love, your soulmate, to finally just totally be in a union with, just the best love ever. Just as examples, having a successful business or the job of your dreams, whatever it is the pink elephant is the representation of that. So when you were, let's say, 7 years old or 9 years old, and let's say try playing that game to win that elephant, you wouldn't necessarily have the dexterity that you do now, right? You wouldn't necessarily have also the knowledge about the percentages of people who win in these games because of the way they are set up, right? Um, you also maybe haven't been like before, maybe knew nothing about manifesting, and now you do, and now you can utilize that skill to be able to manifest. And so dream big, because if you're in a place where you're trusting who you are and that you are a magnificent manifester, you are a creator, and you have an angelic team that supports you. Now, if you don't believe in that, that's cool. And if I believe in it, that's cool too, right? It works for me. And I think that's all that matters. Whatever belief helps you to feel safe and abundant and vibrant and magical, to be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Whatever belief system is going to help you to match the vibration of being in about having a blissful life, then that's a great belief, I think. I think, why not? Who cares if there's no scientific evidence? But if a belief helps you to feel positive about life, to feel abundant, to have beautiful interactions, then why wouldn't you want to grasp that belief despite whatever anyone else thinks? You know? It is so important to me that, like, moving forward, my soulmate, they need to full on believe in their own power. And that's the only way it's going to work. They need to fully believe in their own power to create, their own power to believe in a beautiful reality, that you create your reality. That is so important. And to be able to say, I'm going to create this, and I believe in you, and I believe you're going to create what you want in your life. And it's fucking exciting. And let's do this together. Right. That is, that's a given. That's a must. That has to happen. Or there's not going to be full on abundance there. There's going to be some sludginess, disbelief, like, if if something is your number one value within a relationship, if they're not right there with you, it's already creating a distortion, you know? Unless you can be in a place of agree to disagree and just say, that's so fucking cool that you have a belief that you believe in. I don't believe that, but that's so fucking cool. And good on you for that working for you. Not many people are in that place, right? In regards to when you don't have the same beliefs that someone else does, right? And that can even be how a household should be run, how to raise children, how to manage money, like all those different things can create distortions and negativity and denseness. Now, but it's not necessarily about finding the one person that just totally harmonizes in all that you believe in. It could be, but it could also be that you're going to bring in a match into your system or into your energy field of where you're at. So if you still need to learn some stuff on your learning journey, you're going to be pulling in that match to bring that shit up so you can heal it, so you can clear it. So you're not going to necessarily find someone that is not going to push your buttons unless you have no more buttons to push, right? So understand that whatever relationships that you have, there are going to be bumps in the road and there are going to be things that you don't necessarily agree with. But the core to a positive, abundant relationship is the communication piece. You have to talk it out. And no matter how challenging certain conversations might be, you can't push it under the rug. You need to talk about it and not judge each other for each other's beliefs, right? Not judge and finger point and you're wrong. It's just like, okay, like the actions you took, that doesn't make me feel good because this is what I like to happen, or this is what makes me feel safe. And they're like, well, I feel totally safe with this. Like this feels good for me. And so it's not like you're wrong for doing things in that way. You're wrong for feeling that way. It's like, it is what it is. Like, this is where we're at in our journey. And this is our shit that comes up. So let's work through it so we can get rid of our shit together. Right. So you can have a perfect, beautiful match where there's certain areas that you have total harmony and it's awesomeness. And other areas might be a little bit bumpy sometimes, right? But together you're meant to clear it if both of you are willing to work on it. If within your relationship there's one person that does not look at their shit, does not look at their shit, does not look at their shit, does not it, then why do you think that's going to change now? So why not find someone that is going to look at their shit so you can continue? Because if you get to the point where like, I've learned everything that I can learn from you, and then it's time for you to move on and find someone who can take you to the next level of happiness. But yeah, it's going to be different for everybody in every relationship. You will know what's right for you. That's the most important thing, because someone else can be in the exact same situation as you on broad levels. You have the same situation, but you don't know the in depth and the intricacies of the journey, even. And so you might need to go one direction and they might need to take a totally different direction. See, there's not a right or wrong. It's just, what is your journey? So this is pretty good. So I hope the messages that came through, and I'm going to read what has come up too. I hope the messages that have come through will help you to go with the flow on your journey, and get the tools that you need when you get those bumps in the road, when your car sinks in the muck, where the beaver starts blocking the dam on you. Make sure you have the tools to work through it, have the self-care that you need, and if you need support, reach out, tell someone that you know cares about you what's going on, and just know that they can only help you with the energy and wherever they're at on the inside. So we also can't have expectations of the support. But when you need support, your angels and guides will help you to get the support that you need. That's for your highest and greatest good. Sometimes we need a bit of hand holding, or sometimes we need to be, you got to do this. Hey, the English carpenter. Oh my goodness, you do beautiful work. And North Toronto's in the house. Happy New Year, girl. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Or connect with you. Connect with your words and your emojis and all that. And then what does Cree say over here? Find it in the dark. Oh, find the hole. What is really important to us? Does it bring continuous happiness? So what is really important to us? Does it bring continuous happiness? I like that. Yeah, I think that is definitely part of our life journey, is what is important to us and what will bring us that continued happiness. But sometimes we need to shift, and thanks for the hearts. Sometimes we need to shift our our perceptions. Sometimes we need to shift our perceptions to and maybe our actions to keep getting that happiness. Because it just as an example, you could have a beautiful relationship and have wonderful, let's say, sex at the beginning, and then it could start getting stale, maybe, right? Like, you just keep on doing the same thing, and the passion isn't there. Like, maybe they're not, I want to fucking take you. Maybe they're not doing that anymore. Or maybe you haven't been drawn to do that. Maybe you're like, I don't have the energy, but if you want to, yeah, I will. So it's things can be shifted, so we can change perspectives, we can try different tools, we can different toys, different ways of doing things. You can write a list of all the different things that you've always wanted to try, or maybe you're curious about trying. So there's like different things that you can shift. Within that example of sex going stale. So sometimes, to continue to find the beauty in a certain area of your life, sometimes you need to create a shift, create a change with your thoughts, with your actions, with your tools. Try non-monogamous. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting moving forward. But okay, so this is just personal. So I think the Feel Good Friday stuff is the channeling for that has ended. But if you have any questions about that, any questions, any thoughts you want to share, by all means, share it. But in regards to the whole non-monogamous thing, um, now that I have, let's say, embraced my inner goddess, the non-monogamous thing is kind of fun. But I might only want it temporarily, you know, just to have fun and explore. Because I'm a Capricorn too, and Capricorns are they're very loyal, and they tend to want to have like a long-term relationship with someone. Um, but I definitely want to be open in the way it could look as opposed to traditional. I can't do traditional anymore. Just two people and that's it. You just have only sex with them for the rest of your life. I don't think I would do that anymore. You know? Um oh, at least bringing it, maybe it's bringing in another couple, maybe I don't know. Yeah, it needs to be different moving forward. But you know what? I'm just gonna go with the flow and just see, because I don't know. I'm still on a learning journey. So, over the next little while, I might be learning in one way to bring more clarity in another way. I don't know. So that would be neat. What do you think about it, North of Toronto? My lower back is sore. It's definitely an uncomfortable metal chair. Okay, that pillow is a little better. There. Ah, this is Gracie, by the way. She's such a sweetie. I'm so grateful for her. She's definitely a beautiful therapy dog. If I sit down, all of a sudden she's like behind my back or she's on my lap. She loves to be close to you. I love it. Be yourself and stress free is all that really, really matters. Yeah. But monogamy brings trust issues. If you get me, learn to trust and respect, and stress drops a hundredfold. Yeah, that trust and respect is 100% imperative. And that's also what I think. Because if you have, let's say, an untraditional relationship where you can just feel free to talk about whatever, and be accepted for everything. And you can say, hey, I feel like having sex with someone else, like bringing in some spiciness. And for the other person to like, okay, um, how can we create that for you? Right? Like, I'm going to trust our relationship is going to be great. Trust that if this is what you want to be with each other, right? Let's flow down this river together. I'm not going to stop you from what you're desiring, right? If you're desiring something, then yeah, I want you to go for it. Like, I would never want to go into a relationship where it's like, well, if you do this, I'm out, you know? Um, to me, that's too closed. It we need to be we need to be open, but it's not, there might be some stuff that might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable and that you have to work through it. But I would love to be in a place where I'm like, oh, would that totally turn you on? And feel like you have total faith and trust that you're just meant to be with them. Like, you guys are solid. And if you don't totally know you guys are solid, then why not? So you need to, before you can venture out in that area, you need to feel solid. So I, first of all, want to create a relationship where I feel totally solid and just being me and be able to voice me and they'll listen. And yeah, let's create awesomeness together. Can you imagine having that type of love where that's huge respect there? That's amazing respect. So yeah, that's imperative. And relationships moving forward, you need to be able to communicate, because if resentment continues to grow in a certain area, the relationship is going to crumble faster and faster these days, because we have to be in alignment. So distortion will happen more intensely when you're not following your heart, when you're not making decisions that feel best for you, and you're not communicating what you need because you don't necessarily feel you're worthy enough to be heard, maybe. Something to chew on to see if that resonates for you. It might resonate with one or more of you. Respect and trust is number one. Yeah. Okay, what does this say? Non-monogamous does not mean you're slutty. Maybe it's one person only, clean, respectful. It's not all about, yeah, exactly. I would have never have deemed it as slutty either. I love that. Yeah. And Dana's in the house. Hey. Yeah, we got onto an interesting topic. So we were talking about non-monogamous right now. North of Toronto has brought up a cool discussion about this. And so um yeah, I thought it was interesting that you use slutty. So I feel like me is that something that you maybe in the past kind of had a judgment that was slutty, you know? Or do you know other people that would consider it slutty that you know that they would judge? Um, because yeah, there's no right or wrong. It's just what's right for you. And if you want to have a life where you can explore totally freely, or every once in a while, or, you have one person on a different part of the world that you get to have sex with, let's say once a year, that's absolutely totally passionate and everything. And then you go back home to your awesomeness, right? Maybe it's something like that, but not having to do it under the radar, right? Like being able to be open about it and support each other and trust that you guys are so solid that it's all good, right? It's all good. And so, but that might not be for everybody, right? And if one partner is like, that's what I want, and the other one is like, no, that does not feel good for me at all. And that's okay, right? That's okay. We all have different desires and different needs and wants within a relationship, what feels good and what doesn't feel good, right? And so by having this communication, then you can discover whether, and I'm going to read that in a sec, then you can discover whether you truly are a good match. And maybe you were at first, but now in this part of your understanding and the clarity that you have and what you want, then maybe you're realizing that you're not such a good match anymore. But it had its purpose and it was beautiful, but now it's time to move on. Or maybe after these discussions, you'd be like, wow, we can totally make this work. And well, yeah, let's embrace you. You want to do that? I'm open, and see how your relationship can go deeper and more beautiful than it's ever been before. It is possible, but the communication needs to start, because if you keep shying away, you're scared about having confrontation, then you won't get anywhere. So it's about creating, hey Dominic, it's about creating that space where you can have the safe conversations. Hey, I'm finally not working, cleaning and getting the kids to sleep and can watch a stream. Nice. Woohoo. Well, glad you're here. Awesomeness. So, and I think I'm wrapping up. Anyways, if so, we were talking about non-monogamous types of relationships, and the communication that needs to happen, and the trust that needs to happen, and then what a beautiful thing it can be. What an absolute beautiful thing it can be. But there's so many factors that come into play, and it needs to be the right connection in order to make something like that work. Do And thanks for the heart. Do any of you have anything to add to that? Anything to add to that? Anything? Any thoughts about that? Any questions? Does anyone? I could even pull a card or something like that. Or are we done? Let's see. Okay. Oh, Dana. I'm not too sure. Dana's there too. Okay, cool. So, anyone who's here, do any of you have any questions? Do any of you want me to pull a card for you? Because I can also pull a card specific for you. If you have any questions, so we've been talking about relationships, we've been talking about going with the flow, we've been talking about strategies to be able to go with the flow as opposed to create the denseness and the stopping in our tracks and being in the muck within our situations. Hey, Pierre, how are ya? Should I I like that, JY. Wow, I have my own initials. That's awesome. Oh, my back, man. Okay, so what does that say? Pull a card. All right, SGM, I'll pull a card. Let's see which deck. Huh. I'm going to pull from my new one. Okay, so I'm going to pull from my new tarot deck. Okay, so what does this say? Dominic says, okay, and North of Toronto wants a business card. Okay, so we'll do SG, then we'll do North of Toronto. And then Dominic says, I'll add that that's essentially what my therapist has told me in regards to my relationship. We reached out naturally. We reached out natural end, and it's time to move on. No way. Oh, wow. Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? Are you okay? Because it can be, even if you've made the decision, it can still be tough moving forwards. But how are you with that? Okay. Oh, Pierre's great. Finishing work. Awesome. Yay. Happy Friday to you. I'm sorry you're finishing it so late. All right. So let me get this tarot. Okay. So who am I pulling this for again? SG. SG. Okay. So I'll do about three different readings, okay? I'm not going to spend a long time. I'll do about 3 different readings, but trust that whatever messages come up, even if I'm not doing a reading for you, trust in the messages that come up and just see if they resonate, okay? See if they resonate. So, what does SG, okay, what does SG need for today? I wish I had a hot tub to get into. That would feel so great on my lower back. I don't know why it's so sore. I guess I don't know if it's just this chair. It could also be still some inflammation in my body. Okay, come on, SG. What does SG need for today? I feel like I was like taking the bingo thing and spinning, and it just wasn't stopping. Just keep on spinning it. Oh my goodness, SG. 4 freaking cards came out. Okay, so timing wise, I will go through all 4 cards, but as opposed to going into the book and also getting the message from the book, I am just going to see what messages come through from you looking at the image on the card. Gracie, what are you trying to do, honey? If you want to jump down, it's not the best place to jump down. Come over here. You okay? What's going on? What's going on? You want to come on my lap? Oh no, she just wants down. Okay. Oh, I lost my pillow. Darn. It was too small. So, okay, let me get a bigger pillow back here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's interesting the way the cards laid out. Okay, so the first one is the spider web. So what's coming to mind right now is weaving of fate. That's pentacles. You know what? I am going to go right here. I said, I'm going to channel messages, but I need to go here first. This is just, is it not 9? Oh, sorry, 8. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, it needs to go in reverse for this one. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles. Craftsmanship. Okay, skill. The spider is a true master of her craft. She weaves against all odds with skill, intricacy, and confidence. The 8 of Pentacles requires a similar approach. Hone your skills. You are close to finding mastery at your craft, so strive for it. Pay attention to all the details. In some cases, this cards means you need to find a new hobby, something you truly enjoy. Start a project, become good at it. Yeah. But what I was also getting, pardon me, is weaving of fate is what was coming through. Weaving of fate. So the skills that you've built, the experiences that you've had, it all has brought you to this beautiful almost climax of this particular area in your life. So let's say if it has to do with career, you've had all these skills and these different jobs and different interactions with people to get you to this point where you can start getting this whole new level of experience that you're ready for, that you will love and enjoy, and that will provide you the beautiful balance that you've been striving for. You just didn't realize that it was going to come in this form, but it's an absolutely beautiful form and beautiful opportunity for you to move into this newness. And more opportunities are to come. No need to be disappointed that this is all that it is, because it's not. It's all that and more. There's always going to be surprises and beautiful additions to what is coming through into your life. So, the different things that have been presenting, the signs that you've been getting, watch how things are flowing and flowing and flowing. That is your path. That is your direction. Those are your breadcrumbs. They're bigger than breadcrumbs. It's like big pieces of bread. So you can see it. Throw in the loaves. Just the whole bread truck is like, we got you covered. So just signs are getting more bigger and more obvious. And okay, so from the example of the bread truck, then the image that they gave me was like a helicopter bringing down this big, um, almost like the army dropping off all of these supplies. So you really notice this big ass helicopter coming to give you stuff or coming to take you somewhere. But it's going to be really obvious. You're going to like hear the helicopter. You're going to like feel the vibration of the helicopter. You're going to feel that wind coming down. And then they're going to drop this big thing. And then they show me a big sign on top of it, billboard. They're going to make sure that you get the message. Okay. It will just end up being clearer and clearer as you keep moving forward. And that totally reminded me of this vision that I had when I was meditating this one time. I I was asking about my life purpose or the direction that I should go, or I guess I was having confusion about where I should go in a particular area of my life. And then the image they showed me were these like three paths. And and I didn't know which path to take. Like it was going, I don't know. But but then all of a sudden the helicopter came. And it was like, come on in. Let's go. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. I didn't even have to figure it out. I just caught a lift. And it was great. So we need to trust that the skills and everything. So this reading is for everybody, but certain people are really going to resonate with these messages. And SG, thank you. I'm glad your energy was here because these messages were definitely meant to come out. Yeah. So it is where you are at is absolutely perfection in your journey. And if you're drawn to take a new skill, to get a job, to move forward in a different way, like you just feel like, all right, this is where I'm drawn to. These are the signs. Let's do it. Let's see where it takes me. So all is well. I feel like it will be a masterpiece. I look at this and I also think of Charlotte's Web and the different words that the spider will write. It was just magnificence, brilliance, things like that. All right. So these next two cards were right on top of one another and they came down upside down as well. Okay, so let's see. And again, these are new cards to me. Um, okay. Oh, I'm sorry for yawning. My trainer ink's online. Oh, very cool. Okay, Dharma says, I won't take away from your readings though. Okay, no, you won't. But being here is fabulous. Okay, so this card, we have Four of Cups and we have a rat on top. We also have a moon. So the moon is the feminine energy, it's the goddess energy, it's the softness, the gentleness, the patience, right? Now, we're going to go to the book because I'm dying to know what this rat is. And okay, so let's see, Four of Cups. And then we'll see what additional information wants to come through as well. Two of Cups, Five of Cups, Four of Cups. Okay. Greed, discontent. An outsider would look upon your life and see supportive relationships, pleasures, and even a bit of luxury. But you don't see it that way. Instead, there's discontentment, apathy, and even greed for more. The Four of Cups warns not to take your situations for granted or the people who supported you along the way. Pardon me. Look around you. What are you truly longing for? Name it. Okay, so this card was also upside down. And I feel the last part of this card that you might be able to relate to, okay? So, what are you truly longing for? And name it. I feel like it was upside down because I haven't necessarily gone to the depth of that's what I want. That is what I want. That is what I'm striving for. That is what I'm going for. So, be honest with yourself, right? What do you want? What will make your heart sing? What type of life are you wanting to live? What type of relationships do you want to be in? Where do you want your health to be at? You know, thinking about your career, let's say. So, what do you be honest with yourself? I feel like that's why it was upside down, is needing to be honest with yourself, speak your truth, and then if there's someone else that you need to speak your truth to, then speak your truth that to them as well. All right, the next card, the yawns are coming. Oh goodness, this has been a strong channel, and it does make me tired after, so I'm starting to get tired. Okay, Mother of Pentacles. Mother of Pentacles. Again, using energy, and so I'm just going to keep going to the book. Where are the Pentacles? Daughter of Pentacles. Okay. Responsible, kind, supportive. You'll usually find the Daughter of Pentacles behind the scenes rather than out in the spotlight. Though quite shy, she's extremely hardworking and responsible. She handles details and logistics well. People depend on her. She has vast amounts of inner strength, like all of the Pentacles family. The daughter thrives when in nature. SG, I feel like that card was so specific for you. And have you been getting out in nature enough? Because the card came up upside down on the table. So have you been connecting in as much as you could to connect in with Mother Earth, to ground yourself, to bring in her nourishment? I feel like that's important right now. And then the last one is the Hanged Man. Oh, I'm so sorry for yawning. If I'm making you yawn, I do apologize, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you are actually yawning. Show that you do have emotion there. Okay, where the Hanged Man? Where is that? I'm I'm not too sure where it is in here. It's a little tricky. I find it's a little tricky to find stuff in here sometimes. Okay, got it. Oh no, hanged man. Okay. No, it's okay. Sacrifice, letting go. Many people talk about the art of letting go, but what does it really mean? How do you achieve it? The hanged man has the answers. He's the master of non-attachment. This card implies there's a sacrifice or a difficult or painful situation coming up in your life. Through though you naturally want to resist and struggle through it, be more like the hanged man. Find stillness. Open your eyes and use this new perspective to learn something. You're stuck here either way. So it doesn't have to be as dark as you could read into that. There's no need to read into it. All of us are going through some ups and downs, some stuff is coming up to be released. And in order to release it, we were talking about going with the flow on our stream and stuff before. What we need to do is get quiet and get answers. You can use those other tools we were talking about, but also really tuning in so you can get clear on what's important to you and get a clear direction, what you need to do and where to go. All right. So that's it for those. I'm going to pull one card for North of Toronto. Dominic, did you want a card? Are you still there? Or the trainer, are you still there? Okay, because I feel like these ones will be shorter ones. Okay, Rainbow Obsidian, North of Toronto. Heal your heart. I know you were looking. I think you said you were looking for career stuff. And I feel like the healing of your heart is going to help your career to fly. So, yeah, whatever's been coming up, they're showing me like the earthworm, like working over old ground. It's like a life review, and that came up today. I think it was for the weekend reading, life review, and yeah, it's just a little bit more mending in your heart. And so once that happens, it's like a distortion of a pattern that has been keeping your energy from full on big ass expanding. This is the time to be able to help to clear that, right? And then that extra mending will help. So I hope that helps. Okay, so my trainer Inc. Are you still there? Dominic, are you still there? Or Pierre, are you there? Let me know if you want me to pull a card. And it will be the last one that I pull. So let me know. I'll just give it a second here. Oh my goodness, I'm getting tired. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to be able to stay up too late. Okay. North of Toronto. Yeah, I see that it says I'm here. I already did your card. Were you here for that? Or did you have that I'm here before I actually did the reading? Because I might just be seeing that now, but you wrote it before. But anyways, I did pull a card. Well, I guess that's it. There might be a big delay. It was Dominic say, "Oh, still here. I was late, so I won't keep you by asking you." Oh, I don't mind giving you a reading. Let me just pull at least one card, one crystal card for you. Are you cool with that? Because I have no problem. North of Toronto says, I was. Okay, good. Just letting you know. Oh, cool. Thanks, North of Toronto. Yeah, Dominic, I'll start shuffling for you. And if you want, I'm good. Get some sleep. Yeah. I'm starting to yawn again. So you don't want me to pull a card? I won't. I won't. If you don't want me to, I will. But I seriously have no problem just doing one. Or playtime. Maybe playtime then bedtime. Yeah, I think once I disconnect, I will get some energy. No, oh, you feel guilty? My daughter will wake up anyway. Okay, so I don't want to wake up your daughter, and I don't want you to feel guilty. Oh my goodness. No, and you know what? I hope you don't mind me saying this. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, cool. You know what I'd like to say is with me offering something like that, I would only do it unless I wanted to. And so when we have guilt, like it's great if you can have like trust in friendships where you know they're going to be totally honest with you. Like, look, if I don't want to do it, I will not do it. So don't worry about it. But if I want to, then I'm totally offering and accept. Like, what's a sense of guilt, right? Guilt just creates a density of energy within yourself. And so, yeah. So by me not doing it, it's good because I don't want you to build up that guilt. But I just want you to know that's not even needed in the first place, right? It's all good. And if we can start to have relationships like that where you're just totally honest, then you can trust in each other and then you don't have to be worried about hurting someone else, making them feel uncomfortable, putting someone out because we'd be like, no sweat. If you're putting me out, I'll tell you. Okay. Oh, I thought there was another message there. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening or morning, depending where you are in the world. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And if you miss the weekend reading, you can check that out. It's available on Instagram. It's also available on my YouTube channel. And I posted a super fun video. Well, I think it's fun. It was fun for me to create. Let's say that. I did a video today in character as Madame Euphrosyne, goddess of joy, and she's talking about BJ's. So it was quite fun to do. I totally improvised it. I thought I'm not going to plan anything. Whatever's going to come out of my mouth is going to come out of my mouth, and I'm just going to go with the flow. And I even channeled messages about BJ's. So, anyways, you can check that out. It's on YouTube. And let me know what you think in the comments. So, anyways, thank you guys so much. From my light to your beautiful, amazing light. Namaste. And okay, SGM, what are you saying over there? Good night, sweet dreams, all of you. All right. Yeah, you saying to all of you. So, good night. See you guys later on YouTube. Bye, YouTube peeps.